Here we go. We are.
Have you started yet? Don't start yet.
Yep. Oh. Too late.
All right, let's go.
Damn.
Oh, excuse me.
A little gassy today, are you?
Well, I did eat half a sub from Firehouse Sub, so you can't blame me. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to PowerWash Simulator, and this time we have all three of us here. Yay! Yep, Haos is back after so many interdimensional battles, outside real life interruptions, and sickness. So we're all good. We're all good to go.
Dang, I was hoping that you would like describe the various thing like
cold.
battle against aliens, robotic doppelgangers being appointed the Tyler of an organization of completely average people and things.
Well, you
and
did
dealing with the Pineapple Empire.
Well, you did somehow get that scroll to ask you to. That somehow transferred you back to like ancient China to help against a war. So that should be closest thing. Anyways, and of course, we are joined by the resident kaiju, the Linkzilla.
Yep.
Yep. And of course, last time we wrapped up the Midgar trilogy, as I call it, where I did the entirety of the Final Fantasy VII special edition of PowerWash Simulator. And I'm regretting doing the robots.
I think we all are regretting that you had to do the robots.
Every nook and cranny.
Every crook and ninny.
Yeah.
Well, it could be worse. You could be forced to fight the robots.
I think that we'd actually, willingly take on that assignment.
Yep, just give me the strongest power washer I got and add some, water-based materia to it, and then all of a sudden that thing is not only clean, but knocked off the bridge.
You hear that, Debs? Debs, here's your potential for a sequel. Just have a runaway robot, and the only person that can save the day is a power washer, complete with materia and a lack of an HP bar.
I wonder if Nintendo would sue.
I'm sure people made weirder. But yeah, now we're back here in Muckingham. I got all of, the any kind of green goop that somehow got onto my stuff all sprayed off and cleaned off, so we're all good. So now we need to help out Miss Martha Hubbard with a job there. Let's see here. Thank you so much for helping. Eat you a sugar. Oh, it's sweet. As nice as it is having our play school in the forest, it does leave it open to the elements. And the poor thing's now so mucky it's starting to rub off on the children. In the old days, we fill a few buckets and the children will use it themselves top to bottom. Such fun, and most of them came to no harm. Nowadays, they're not even allowed on the roof, never mind down the guttering, before the parents get all angsty. If you could please come and give it a good wash down, that would be just wonderful. No problem, Miss Hubbard. I can help out with that.
Right. Let's go see old Mother Hubbard and clean up her cupboard.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, anyways, as I mentioned earlier, I decided to try a new place to, pick up something to eat, which is Firehouse Subs. Not sponsored, of course. And it opened up, near the place where I used to work. Oof. Yeah. That is dirty.
It makes sense that this place is like a school playground.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, this looks like one of those Nintendo guns. just to make things nice and simple. Boom. There you go. I got a green for you, Haos.
Excellent. Power to the players and all that.
Yeah, we got moss, we got grime. I'm not surprised that there's moss here. I mean, we're in the middle of a forest.
It's a good place to keep your moss.
Well, look who's here to watch us. Hello, Mr. Gnome.
For a second, I thought you were going to say it was the cat.
Oh, and you brought a friend. I'm gonna put you right here, out of the way. And I do apologize if I spray you guys. This place looks just so darn cute. So yeah, I decided to go to Firehouse Subs and grab myself a sandwich to enjoy at home. I went with like, I forgot what it's called, but it's got turkey and mushrooms, some cheese, tomato and lettuce. Originally it had like deli mustard, but I decided to leave that off and ask for extra mayo instead.
Oh, lucky you. What I wouldn't give for a Subway sandwich right now.
Yeah. And the best part is, I had the option to round up my bill, and whatever extra was made, after rounding it up to the nearest dollar, it went to first responders, like the firefighters and the paramedics. Granted, it was like 8 cents, but hey, that 8 cents can go pretty far when adding up with everyone else's bills.
So, on another note, how did it go on Thursday?
Thursday?
The interview?
It didn't go too bad, but when I went there, I realized it was like one of those industrial dry cleaning places.
Ah, so it wasn't just going to be like a place where people drop off their dry cleaning, it's going to be like one of those big warehouses?
It kind of was, actually. There we go, got the stairs done.
Yeah,
Problem is,
yeah.
the problem was that he also warned me that it was going to be extremely hot in the summer.
Yeah.
And he did not allow masks.
Isn't that kind of dangerous? I mean, like the dry cleaning materials, like the chemicals that they use, you kind of technically have to wear a mask.
Yeah, well...
It's peligroso.
Yeah, and he also asked me if I have experience in ironing at home. I openly admitted I don't have as much good experience as I'm supposed to.
Ah.
In other words, I don't iron as much as most people would.
Well, I guess you could almost say that you definitely got experience in irony.
Yep. On the plus side, though, I was not going to leave the guy high and dry. No. I recommended the place to my other sister who moved in and is looking for a job, so.
Well, I mean, that's all fine and good, but do you really want to recommend a job for your sister that you yourself wouldn't want to take?
She has experience in that kind of thing.
Ah.
That's why
Yep.
I was... They literally call it the sole of the shoe.
The soul.
Yeah, so I figured I figured it'd be a nice thing. I mean, he was a nice gentleman and all. But I'm still on the search.
Yeah, I think that basically one of the bigger drawbacks for me is if a job has a really noisy workplace. I basically can't stand the noise. I like quiet. I like being able to actually think.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, if you can avoid it, stay out of warehouses, stay out of factories, stay away from all of that stuff.
Yeah, and apparently that and like you said, it gets warm in the summer, and the place doesn't exactly have the best ventilation.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I did recommend it to my sister Cherry, aka Cube, so there we go.
Cube's name is Cherry, huh?
Yep.
Well, I guess that'll give me something to build.
Oh yeah. I also discovered something that I'm a little mad about. I think they forgot to put it in when they ported the game. No, not that. I'll get to Tomb Raider later. When looking under audio, look. There is actually a music volume.
Really?
But there's no music.
They forgot to add music.
Yep. Oh well.
It's kind of like that time that Universal put out the trailer for the Mummy movie on YouTube, and it had absolutely no audio track to it.
What happened there? Did they forgot to include the audio?
Yep. They just basically they uploaded the copy that just had the raw footage before the editing.
Oops.
Wah, wah, wah.
There we go. Banister's still a little dirty. Ah! Underneath. There we go. Stairs, soul is done. And since I'm at it, might as well get the door cleaned. Got the window. Got the door. Door frame. Right. I almost forgot.
Do you guys know if cherry stems have green or brown stems?
Don't know.
I think it all depends on how long the cherry's been off the tree. If it's like fresh off, it's green. If it's been like gone for a while, it's brown. I should know. Back at my parents' place, there's a cherry tree in our backyard.
Did your cousin George chop it down? Wait, it's Canadian.
Tell me about the bunny rabbits, George.
Oh, jeez.
No, that's Lenny.
Mice and men.
You know, I'm actually kind of surprised growing up. I used to watch a lot of cartoons that would reference that a lot. And I hadn't read of Mice and Men, hadn't even heard of it, so all those references like went over my head. But then upon like learning what Of Mice and Men was all about, going back and seeing those references, I'm like, they really liked that book. Everybody was putting it in like these kid shows.
Yeah, it's always funny. Like as you grow up and you go back to seeing old cartoon things that you didn't notice before popping out. For me, it was the word Oriental. Because in college, we read a lot about that in one of my classes. Is that afterwards I just immediately recognized the word. So what went through one ear, out the other as a child, I knew instinctively. It was a really weird experience when I was rewatching The Batman.
I find it weird because basically, like, that's something that I learned back in grade school.
Amazing how those little things you learn from your childhood suddenly pop up in later in life.
Exactly. Like, I think the biggest one for me is when I started realizing that a whole bunch of cartoons I watched growing up were referencing Citizen Kane. I mean, that was odd. Like, what? Citizen Kane? Really?
The more you know.
Is there anything like little weird thing that you guys like realize about a show or whatnot without anyone specifically telling you or pointing it out?
Well, ultimately it'll depend on the situation.
Yeah.
Like,
For
how do
me,
you
it
define
was,
weird?
Well, for me, and maybe weird is not like the best statement, but you've heard the show Kim Possible, right?
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So I realized that if you take away the first letter from Kim and put it right next to possible, you get impossible.
It took you that long to figure out? How...
Well, it wasn't like that long ago, mind you, but like then I realized that Ron Stoppel was somewhat the same way.
It's a
Yeah.
portmanteau of unstoppable, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
¿Qué pasó?
Nani?
I think when the kids got the hand of Miss Hubbard's phone,
What are they saying?
they called
She
me
got
a
a
stinky
stinky
butt
butt.
butt.
Hi. That's the kind of attitude that gets the hose.
Sorry.
Here we
Sorry,
are
my
talking
brain-
about school memories, and I got a kid being rude at me. Talk about timing.
It's all coming back to you.
Yep.
But yeah, the whole thing with Kim Possible, I mean, literally speaking, like, there's even, like, one episode where they even flat out reference that. It's basically like the TV movie that they did, A Stitch in Time, where Kim managed to get her start doing all of these high-crazed, spy-esque missions saving the world, all because of a simple misunderstanding. She puts out her own website basically saying, quote, she can do anything, as in hire me for babysitting gigs or whatnot, and some wealthy, eccentric billionaire gets locked in his own security vault, so his security officer types up Team Impossible. So he accidentally types Kim Possible instead and gets her website. Unbelievable.
That's
Oh, yeah.
funny.
I mean, just think, if not for that one moment where this guy called on them for help, Kim would honestly just be a basic average teenage girl, like the song says she is, but she's clearly not.
Oh, yeah.
Although, it kind of makes me wonder. I mean, Kim, I don't imagine that basically her lifestyle would basically involve all that much struggling. I mean, her father is a rocket scientist, and her mother is an accomplished brain surgeon, so I imagine that they're pretty well off, but the fact that basically, like, that guy, he basically called up Kim in order to basically for her to come and rescue them, and he's being represented by a very wealthy billionaire. You would think that basically, like, he procured her services. How much did she get paid for doing that? Because she... Honestly...
Yeah, they never showed.
Exactly. It almost makes it seem like throughout the entire series that Kim is basically doing all this saving the world nonsense just because she can, but the idea that they brought up that was her way of making money in high school, it makes you basically think, if she actually is getting paid to do the stuff that she does, how loaded is Kim right now?
Probably very loaded.
I
And
mean,
who knows, maybe she also donated some of the stuff to charity.
she probably does, but I
Or
would
the
like...
nacho place.
The nacho.
Maybe
She
that's why they're able to go there like every episode, because Kim effectively pays a tab most of the time.
I would
there
hope
we go.
so. Because, I mean, basically when you get down to it, like, even there are times where the government comes to her for help. She literally saves them, like, covers them by basically recovering some world-ending doomsday neutralizer or whatever, and you would think that basically she'd be making serious bank.
Apparently not.
I mean, honestly, if
Plot
Draken
twist,
basically,
she does make a lot of money, but it's all going to her college saving and retirement, so she's unable to actually access it.
You
and
know,
that's
kind of.
ironic considering that in Season 4, basically, like, she gets flack from her teachers for not applying to any scholarships. I thought you wanted to go to college. Barkin. But here is, like, here's one of the most ironic things. If Draken actually wanted a whole lot of money real quick, why wouldn't he just capture Kim and hold her for ransom? That's what I'm basically thinking.
As much of a genius as he is, he's not exactly the brightest bulb in the box.
Yeah.
Not to mention, he has enough trouble trying to beat her up whenever she comes to stop his scheme. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that she'd eventually escape because it's like an inevitability. But
yeah.
speaking of Kim Possible and all this money stuff, we basically mentioned a Bueno Nacho and whatnot. That, like, I think that one of the most frustrating episodes they ever did is that we all know that Ron basically invented the Nacho, and then when he got a job at Bueno Nacho, he actually suggested that to corporate, and they added it to the menu, and then they promoted him to being the manager of his local Bueno Nacho. And then, I think a season or two later, they bring up the fact that because Ron invented the Nacho and Bueno Nacho has been selling them, they basically owe him royalties. And the royalties on the Nacho have been so successful that Ron is basically given a check for $99 billion.
Oh, dang!
Ron basically became one of the wealthiest people in the entire world in one episode. Probably the wealthiest teenager imaginable. And you want to know what the frustrating part about all this is? I mean, it's not the fact that they basically use that episode as a means of telling the same old tired lesson of money changes people. You shouldn't basically use your let your material wealth change you. Know who your real friends are, who like you for you and not just your money. No, that's not the frustrating part. The frustrating part is the end of the episode when Draken finds out that Ron is loaded and kidnaps him to steal the money. And he succeeds because Ron was literally carrying all 99 billion on him at any given time. It's just...
That sounds like Ron.
I don't even know how that's possible. Carrying $99 billion in cash? I think that basically if you were to carry even $1 billion all in $100 bills, you would be carrying such an enormous amount of weight that, one, you'd never be able to fit it all in your pockets, and two, it would be absolutely devastating to carry. You'd, need several suitcases to keep that stuff in. What, does he have hammer space pockets?
Well, no, Link. You see, he actually has today's sponsor, the Ridge Wallet.
The Ridge Wallet. That was good. That was very good. Man, oh man, we really need to get sponsorships.
I need to look into that. I'm not really sponsored by the Ridge Wallet people.
Not
anyone.
Yet.
Yeah, not yet. Eventually, I may.
But man, that setup was basically perfect. If we had actually gone into talking about Ridge Wallet. Because I think that they're pretty good. I actually think that I might, if I actually had money, I'd consider basically giving them a shot.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind trying it. I mean, I'm not exactly a purse user. Oh, yep, it's the kids. Someone's asking for a yogurt tube.
Unbelievable.
That is so cute.
What'd they ask for?
They're asking for a yogurt tube. And little Johnny bit the kid.
Oh, Johnny bit me.
Good.
Uh,
Johnny, do it again.
I think
Oh.
that basically, like, I want to go for it because
He ate. Oh, the kid ate ate Johnny's yogurt tube. Oh my god, kids.
man, somebody needs to stop this Johnny before he eats the entire tri-state area.
No, what has happened is that the kid who asked for a yogurt tube ate Johnny's yogurt tube, and that's why he got bitten.
Oh. Okay, so the little jerk had it coming.
Look, I know the expression is "you are to eat," but I think that kid took it a little bit too literally. That's not how you're gonna get your yogurt back, man. He didn't literally become the yogurt.
Whoops.
I think
There we
that
go.
basically for doing Ridge Wallet, I think that I'd give them a try because over the years I've basically have gone through a few wallets because I don't know how, but somehow my pockets are just wallet destroyers. Like they just completely tear up the leather and whatnot, and now the plastic is falling apart. The little sleeves basically are falling apart. I've really needed a new wallet for some time now. Hashtag Linkzilla, not sponsored. Could be sponsored.
Please, we'll easily plug in your stuff if you just give us money.
Nintendo, give me free stuff.
Funny about that. Have you heard of the YouTube show Nerdy Nummies?
Nerdy Nummies. That,
Oh yeah, I know.
is that basically like a show where they basically like create food concoctions based off of video games?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah,
Well-
by Rosanna Pansino.
I don't think that I've ever actually tried that. I found their channel specifically, but I have
Oh,
found
I better
similar
send you
channels,
a-
like
I
Feast
better
of
send you a
Fiction.
link to this Godzilla cake she made once.
Godzilla cake.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she made a Godzilla cake with someone once.
Is it shaped like a nuclear reactor?
Better. It's shaped like his head.
Do I eat the king?
Well,
I
every
mean,
part of him is
Jesus-
edible.
I mean, Jesus convinced people to eat his body.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, if the fall, there's probably one thing is that it's a-okay to eat Jesus. So
That's kind of like one of my favorite jokes from The Simpsons. What kind of a religion convinces people to eat their own savior? And then Reverend Lovejoy's like,
But yeah. But yeah, she actually was sponsored recently by Nintendo to do something Kirby related since they reported Return to Dreamland recently, and she made little Kirby cake pops.
Cake pops.
He looks so cute. Every one of them is a little expressive Kirby.
yep.
Yeah, so yeah. Okay, well. Hmm. There we go.
Good thing that you don't have to clean the interiors of these things.
Yeah, no. I think Miss Hubbard has gotten all that and taken care of herself.
I wonder at what point is she going to notice that the kids have commandeered her cell phone?
I'm sure it's pretty soon. Let's see here. Get the stubby gun back on. Oh no, this has been a fairly easy job. I mean, just like with the playground, the whole thing has been in segments.
Yep, and it's a good thing that it has big open surfaces instead of tiny little nooks in every detail.
Don't remind me.
I can't forget.
Ah!
None of us can forget. It will ever remain in our memories.
Yep.
And we'll never be able to escape from it.
Just like the Last Jedi.
Speaking of which, I think there's like another Jedi game coming out.
Yep, it's the last one was called Fallen Order, but what's this one gonna be called?
I think it's called Survivor.
Ah.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm worried about is that I have a feeling that they're basically like gonna make everything even more dour than the last one, because I don't really remember all that much, but I think that the last game ended on a relatively high note, but it seems like this one they're sort of kind of winding back the clock.
Yeah, well, I do think it is going forward. I think it is, because I know they did like a thing recently. I just don't remember all the details.
Yeah, but you really like that game, don't you, Haos?
You should. It was a good game.
Yeah, it
It's
was
like-
a really good game.
It's basically like one of those games that either I feel like I want to play now, or basically should get my father as a gift. But then I have to find out if he actually has access to a PS4. I mean, basically it really just depends on whether or not his stepson has one. What was I going to say? But you know something, Haos? Who is basically that little guy who's the pilot of the ship that you're traveling around on?
I don't remember.
You can't remember. Well,
Roof's
I
done.
know he was
Roof's done. Whee!
roosted. Oh, alright.
No, the roof is done.
Oh,
Yep,
the roof
roof's
is done. Okay. I thought you were giving me a name for a second.
yeah, I thought that too, but then I looked at the screen.
Yeah. Oh, Miss Smith is calling me. Or Smith, Doc, we found a Muckingham thing in our garage. Let us know when you're ready to come over and give it a wash. Okay.
Will you stop calling me Doc?
Oh, and
think I
someone's
will,
saying they're
Doc.
going poop. Aw, kids.
He will say, "What's up, Doc?" indiscriminately, whether he is speaking to a doctor or not. But anyways, back to the pilot. Basically, I didn't realize it back when you were playing it, but his personality really reminds me a lot of Brock, the dwarf from the 2018 God of War game. I mean, they're almost exactly the same when you get down to it. I mean, who knows? He actually might be a combination of both Brock and his brother Sidri.
Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna need the other thing for this. Alright, let's just get you out of the way over here on the cleaner spot. There we go. You okay, Link?
No, nothing. I'm okay.
Alright. In other news, my sister Hazel had managed to make it to Stormblood on 14.
Woo!
Yeah, she was doing quests and stuff around Rogger's Reach last time I checked on her. And she kept recommending for me to do the warrior class story. Because apparently it's a little weird.
How
It is.
weird is it?
Involves... Well, one of the parts to it apparently is a better love story than Twilight.
Okay, okay, I can give it even a better thing. Okay, so Link, with every class story, there is normally a character that you get along for the ride that is pretty much your mentor in the ways of that particular job. His name for the warrior is Curious Gorge.
Curious Gorge.
Yes.
Is he a gorilla?
No, but he's close. He's a Rogadin.
It's just in
I did not mean that!
Racist towards Rogan.
I didn't... Ugh, that just came out! I'm sorry!
Damn.
Okay. I don't mean that. I mean... What I meant was that he's of the Rogadin... Ugh. I'm not helping my case right now because now I'm all flustered. Thanks. And I actually... and I'm not kidding around. I'm actually mad at myself now. On stream.
It's okay. Okay, at least you're not being racist towards real people. That would be a completely separate problem.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's just... What I meant was that they chose the Rogadin... They chose Curious Gorge to be a Rogadin because... that's...
It's a Rogan naming scheme.
Yeah, it's a Rogadin
perfectly.
naming scheme. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially for the more... For... Oh, what was it? The Desert Rogadins?
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, all the different races of 14 have their own separate naming schemes. Granted, not everyone follows them because, you know, it could be a little bit hard if you a character before knowing, but there's always some randomization that you can do to try to get it.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Yeah, so anyone who has a male Rogadin player, I am very sorry. That was not my intention, it just popped out. And with how mad I am at myself, you know I'm being honest.
The female Rogadins, on the other hand... joking.
Yeah, no. Don't want to go messing with the Admiral, she'll shoot me.
With a gun. Like, there's no joke here. It's a literal gun. Her one of her first actions is shooting one of the bad guys dead. And when he responds with, "I am immortal, you cannot kill me," she shot him again. And again.
We wish we were kidding. I'm so sorry about all that. Charlie found my phone. Okay, it was little Charlie who found it.
Oh, so Charlie bit him then, huh?
Charlie. No, Charlie found the phone and was telling me all those messages. Johnny was the one who bit Charlie. Don't worry, Miss Hubbard. I figure it was one of the kids who grabbed the phone. All's well that ends well. Kids will be kids. If I just count the things, these are pretty young kids, like preschool to kindergarten age.
Yeah.
The
Plot twist, one of them is actually a grown adult with a degree.
Oh gosh.
That'd be funny.
That'd be quite scary, actually. But in any case, oh. Let's see your stubby gun.
Well, this will give you all something to do the next time you log on.
Hmm?
Next time you log on, go check out your sister's place to the west of Spawn.
Uh-oh.
Why do you always have to have the expect the worst, huh?
Last time I logged on, I had a squid on my head.
Hey, that was Varial's fault, not mine.
You're the one who started the whole dang thing.
It's your fault indirectly.
Hey, I'm only here to start chaos.
Ugh.
I'm just the first
But I'm already
domino.
here.
Yeah, but you're barely there.
Oh, that's true. As long as it's not a robot me, it'll be fine. It's fine, it has a clone.
Well, I had
There's
to
only
pick up
a-
the slack somehow.
There's only a 30% chance that there'll be an issue with another me.
I mean, I was basically expecting by now that either you or Gat would establish yourselves as the Grian of the group, but so far, you guys have given me nothing. Like, Grian is just digging, and he's wearing Impulse's face.
It's delicious.
I mean, seriously, like, when I saw him logging on with Impulse's dwarf skin, I was like,
I think he didn't realize that it was Impulses. He just picked a dwarf skin.
I like to think that sometimes that he didn't even realize his skin changed, but was too afraid to admit that it was changed.
I need to find a Master Chief skin and recolor it to his style.
No, LT. I need to find a Master Chief skin and recolor it to his style.
All right.
And I
Very
need to
true.
get
You are a
working
little
on
bit
that
better
new
at
skin for
painting
you.
than I am. Last time I tried painting, the classroom exploded.
What did you do?
What the heck did you do to make your classroom explode by just simply painting?
Let's just say it involved a banana, a lit flame, and chemicals.
Haos, I told you that nitroglycerin does not work as a good paint base.
Oh, now they tell me.
I did tell you, and I told her to remind you.
And I did remind you 3 times.
I
One
swear, whenever
time,
we're
one
talking to
time.
him, wherever we're talking to him, Gat has the brain cell.
And whenever gets being talked to, I have the brain cell.
They coordinate on us.
Yep.
Gotta keep you guessing.
I could definitely honestly say this top wall part is definitely the trickiest bit. But it's not
Oh,
quite
yes.
as bad as say some of the other jobs I've done.
Excellent, we're already at 96%.
Yeah, look at that.
Excellent.
And we haven't even been at this for an hour. Whoa, whoa.
Don't fall off now.
Oh, the roof underside is all done. There's a chunk of the wall somewhere I missed. Figure I take care of that while I'm at it. Whoa! Don't know how I managed that one. Okay, this side of the wall is done. So that means there's only one spot. That's the other side. And I think I barely used the other one.
I barely use anything.
I'm barely used.
Yep, we can basically sell Haos as brand new. The only problem is he's out of his original packaging.
Damn.
Yeah, nothing like some fresh shrink wrap when fixed.
Yes, goody goody. Then we could also set him up in a new jeweled case. That way, basically, nobody could see the wears and scratches on the old one.
You know, just mentioning like shrink wrap reminds me. One time my high school did like this little cabaret thing, and someone did Mr. Cellophane.
Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane.
Yeah, that
Shoulda
dude.
been my name, Mr. Cellophane, 'cause you can look right through me, walk right by me, and never know. It's a sad song. It's basically, it's from the play Chicago, and in that movie, it's all about this really crooked woman. She basically has an affair on her husband, sleeping with a guy that she thought was a talent agent. When she finds out that this guy was lying to her and basically just used her to sleep with her, she ends up shooting him. She gets arrested. She goes to jail. And somehow or another, because of her lawyer is just like the most crooked and corrupt guy ever, she manages to basically parlay her murder into a sympathy story where she comes out looking like a hero. She gets everybody in Chicago on her side, and meanwhile, her husband is basically left, I don't know, basically like not only looking like a fool, but he gradually comes to realize that she cares absolutely nothing about him. She's just using him for a meal ticket. And that's why he sings Mr. Cellophane.
Ah.
The song literally comes after the revelation that she is pregnant, and the guy assumed that it was his.
Ooh.
Yep.
Wow. You know, I've heard of another song from there, and that is He Had It Coming.
The Cell Block Tango.
Yeah.
Sung by the 6 merry murderesses of the Cook County Jail. Pop 6, wish Cicero, lips shapes.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that because someone used that in a multi-animator project related to the Warrior Cats.
Oh man, that's gotta be something to see.
Yeah, I'll share a link to you for that once I'm done with this.
But yeah, back in high school with me being like in theater, everybody that we knew was obsessed with that show because we literally spent like an entire year trying to convince the head of our musical department that we should try doing it. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that the principal thought that it would be a little bit too risque for a high school show.
He has no taste!
Yeah, he really doesn't. Instead, we ended up going with Sweet Charity. Ugh.
What is that?
Have you guys ever watched a movie or TV show, any kind of medium, where the main character just has the most rotten luck and life literally just takes a crap on them at every which way?
That sounds like a few other like little cartoons in that I've seen, yeah.
That's basically the plot of Sweet Charity. She is a girl, and I think she also lives in Chicago, which is why basically I think that basically like the whole us trying to get to do Chicago was on the mind, but whatever. She's basically down on her luck. You know what what her job is?
What?
Her job basically is not only a coat hanger at a nightclub, but also, I don't want to use the word escort because that's not officially what she is. She works at this nightclub, and guys will literally pay money for her to dance with them. She and the other dance hall girls basically make their money by basically getting schmoes to dance with them, so they don't look like they're just lonely losers. But the implications are that if they basically keep like one of these guys stringing along all night, eventually he's going to want to pay for something even more. But the point is, she's not like that. The whole thing about Sweet Charity is that she wants a better life for herself and is trying to get out of the slump that she is. And time again throughout the play, she wants to meet a guy and get married and fall in love and all that stuff. We literally meet her at the beginning of the play where she is talking to her fiancé, talking about how excited they are that they're going to get married. And you know what he does?
Cheats on her?
He throws her off a bridge into the river.
Oh, that's even worse than cheating.
Yep. And the saddest thing about it is, immediately afterwards, a whole bunch of backstage extras just come onto the scene, basically minding their own business. She's drowning in the river, and nobody actually wants to help her. I actually feel bad about it, because this was like my first line of dialogue in the play, because I basically got a role as one of the background people. I'm a married guy, and my wife notices that Sweet Charity is in the river, she's drowning, and she's like, Arthur, there's a girl drowning in the river. And I'm like, don't look, dear. But Arthur, don't look, I say. It's none of our business. I don't know, maybe he assumed that the mob threw her in there, and they basically expected her to drown or something.
Wow.
And here's what's even sadder is that throughout the rest of the play, she keeps meeting these guys, and she keeps trying to basically like get them to fall in love with her and improve her station. The one guy that she meets is a really famous actor who basically like takes a liking to her, takes her back to his place, shows him all of her fancy stuff, gives her fancy wine and whatnot, but as it turns out, this guy was just using her to get back at his ex-girlfriend and make her jealous. And she shows up at his apartment while he's on a date with Charity, and she hides in the closet while they spend the night together. I feel a bit ashamed of that as well, because I actually had another role of playing that guy's butler. The sad thing is, I auditioned for being that guy because he did have quite a significant amount of time on stage, but...
Okay.
Yeah?
Hang on. Mr. Haxon Yeager is talking to me. Oh, geez. Something about Grot.
Grot.
Anyways, as you were saying?
I am Groot.
Here's one of the saddest parts of the story. Throughout the latter half of the first act and the second act, she meets a guy that might actually seem of quality. I don't remember what the guy's name is, but all I remember is that he was played by a kid named William from our theater group. Anyway, the guy, he's a bit shy, he's quirky, he's the kind of bespectacled glasses-wearing type. And anyway, he's a guy that's not exactly street smart, and he makes a whole lot of assumptions about Charity, but they're all positive assumptions. He basically expects, I bet you work as some kind of secretary in some kind of big firm, and that you basically have a place that's close to the Y. That's the YMCA, so that's where he knows how to find her. He doesn't know anything about her life, but they basically begin dating and whatnot, and they really seem to hit it off, and at some point in the play, he does find out the truth about her, that she's not this high-class secretary that he thought she was, and that she basically, like, doesn't have a place near the Y, but it doesn't matter to him. He actually cares about her as who she is, and, well, he actually proposes to her, and they are gonna get married. But then the rest of the second act has to happen, where they decide to have their, I guess, engagement party at her old workplace, and her boss, Herman, basically like the guy who basically owns the dance hall, he puts on like this really big party for her. It's a really great and fun musical song. Like it goes, I love to cry at weddings, and it really is like a nice little song as they're getting ready to congratulate the bride and groom. But the problem is that her fiance kind of realizes that this is the kind of work that she was doing, basically being a non-escort escort to all these Joes, and so he suddenly decides to.
Wow.
He suddenly gets the idea, you've been with all these men, and he decides, I'm backing out of the wedding. And the ironic thing is, in the original version of the play, she basically tries to stop him from leaving, begging him not to go. He pushes her off, and she falls into the river.
Oh, wow.
It's literally almost like exactly how the play began. Hey, you finished it.
Yep.
Woo!
Yeah, I just finished it while you were in the middle of your story there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. You are wondering. The play school looks beautiful. Jeez, puns. The children are so calm now. I can hear the birds of the forest again, the wind rustling through the leaves, even my own heartbeat. I hope that's normal. It's normal. Don't worry, Miss Hubbard. It's normal.
Or maybe it's the blood pressure from chasing after all those kids.
Okay, well then. We got ourselves a couple other jobs. We got a vintage car, a skate park, the skate park, which I've been like putting off, and the forest cottage. Well, since these two are going to be quite big, I'll save at least the skate park here for the next episode. So, thankfully,
Yeah, car.
yeah, we're doing the vehicle routine here, the vintage car.
Yep.
Yeah, we're settled into Esther's house now, and it's so much fun. Every day brings a fresh dose of the paranormal. This morning, Jenny found a blob of syrup on her pancake that looked like Thirsty Roger from her sister. Okay.
That seems paranormal to me.
Yep. We
So
set
this
up a
is
nest. Oh.
Go ahead.
We set up a Esther vlog, and people are loving her. Anyway, we found this old car under some tarpaulin at the back of the garage. I wonder if you thought it was worth running your jet over. Thanks so much, Aura. Why not? Another $200. And on top of, and even though I'm a little short, I do have like the right amount of stars to get like the next power washer up. But I'm going to be short $200. But that's fine. That's fine. We'll get that power washer as we're cleaning the skate park. So here we go, cleaning the vintage car.
But there's one last thing that I basically got to tell you guys about Sweet Charity.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys basically remember that I started this out by basically explaining that it's a show where everything just goes wrong for the main character and almost feels like life itself is out to get them.
Yeah.
Well, after her fiance dumps her into the river and she manages to climb herself out, you will never, ever guess what happens. I could give you guys 1,000,000 years and you will never guess what happens.
She gets run over by a car.
Nope.
She gets
Either
run over by a submarine.
No.
She either meets the next guy, she either gets shot, or she gets kidnapped by the mob.
No. As horrible as all that would be, I arguably think what the play does is even worse. Because out of nowhere, the blue fairy shows up. I'm not kidding. Except she doesn't show up to basically, like, grant Charity's wishes and make all of her dreams come true. No, she's just basically here to confess that Charity's life is basically the equivalent of a reality TV show, and the powers that be are seriously entertained by watching her be miserable.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I'm not joking about this. It is insane how this play ends. It boggles my mind that somebody actually wrote it this way.
Top 10 worst endings.
I mean, literally speaking, like, when we actually did the play, we all
my
unanimously agreed that that ending was so stupid that we had to completely rewrite it. So now, instead of Charity being thrown into the river and basically, like, feeling sorry for herself and being made the butt of the universe's joke, she instead stands up for herself and stands up to the guy. She tells him off, and basically it's meant to kind of be like character development. She's like, she spent the entire play getting walked all over by everybody, so now she's standing up for herself. I think that we did a good job.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, I
way
definitely
better.
think that's a lot.
That is 10 times better.
Yeah.
By the way, someone was ahead of me.
What does that say? Wash me?
It says wash me. Well,
Car's alive. Kill it. It's a mimic.
Jenny's going to live stream the car restoration for the blog. Don't worry, you won't even know she's there. No worries.
Should we tell them? I think we should tell them.
Yeah.
But seriously, I gotta know, like, when I told you guys the blue fairy shows up, what was your reactions?
I facepalmed. I literally facepalmed.
Because, I mean, that's gotta be like a meme, right? It seems like such an out-of-left-field meme that's basically like, in any weird or wild situation, all you have to do is say, and then the blue fairy shows up, and it's like, what?
Okay, I need
And this isn't
metal
Shrek.
cleaner.
Yeah, it's not Shrek. It's not that Disney Pinocchio remake either.
Yeesh. Yeah, it's official. I need some metal cleaner. Which means he'll put me even further back on... Let's see here.
There are times where I really hate finance because you spend most of your month basically trying to make money to get yourself out of a hole, but then at the end of the month you gotta put yourself right back in the hole.
Oh. I didn't get the... I thought I picked up the soap cleaner for this one. Apparently not. No, I did. I did. Okay, hang on. There we go. All else fails, use the thinner nozzle.
Ooh, nice and shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Fairy shows up. I gotta admit, that's actually some of the fondest memories that I basically have had when it comes to like anything from high school. Like,
Oh yeah.
really would have been nice if we could have done Chicago, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I was like part of the chorus there, so we were like singing some extra songs between things.
Like, what kind of songs?
I forget half of them. I'm beginning to suspect that this may not be a worthless heap. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, look at this thing.
I mean, seriously, like, what is it, a Rolls Royce?
It looks like.
Like, this could actually be worth a whole lot of money.
Ah, son of a gun. Looking at it from the front, it reminds me of Cruella de Vil's car.
Well, of course.
I'm just going to give it a nice little spray down, and then I'll get to the rusty bits with the other hose. I'm scrolling through the Esther archives online, okay?
Ah, yes, Cruella de Vil. So, A character with a
No photos
very
of her
weird
car
hairstyle.
anywhere.
Just hearing her name makes me feel ill.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
it is in the name. Ill is in the name.
Did you guys know that Cruella was originally supposed to be the villain of the Rescuers movie?
Yeah. Is this the Fifth
Really?
Amendment? This is the fire chief. We need you to clear your dairy. This is a big job. Oh, turns out the car was in Esther's last film, driving me nuts. Oh. In it, she plays a school teacher whose car has a talking steering wheel.
A talking steering wheel. So the car
You
itself
thought I
doesn't
was
talk, just the
crazy.
steering wheel.
You said I was crazy, but I was not. The car is alive. That story proves it.
And then the blue fairy shows up.
Nani?
I think that basically I could get a whole lot of mileage out of that.
Yep.
Well, you know what they say, like, dementia jokes are funnier the more times you say them.
Yep. I mean, that basically kind of like just reminds me of like basically back being at the school musicals, because basically I did the musical for at least, I tried to basically do them all 4 years of my time in high school. I remember first year we did Beauty and the Beast, then we did Sweet Charity, and then for my junior year we did Willy Wonka.
Oh man, I remember Willy Wonka. I actually got involved with a version of that back in elementary school. You want to know where
Really?
my role was?
What was it?
Oh, the film chocolate finale meant it was a flop, and Esther's final role. So sad. Looks like she got to keep the car though. I was the Chocolate River.
You were the Chocolate River?
Yeah, I played the Chocolate River.
How does that work?
Easy. When that scene came up, we all was under a brown blanket.
Ah.
I like to imagine that for to have the kid that goes into the river, she just got like a thing of like chocolate milk on the side and just splash into the kid's face.
Yeah,
That would be
no.
Yeah.
Clearly, your school lacked the ability to be daring with its performances.
I played Grandpa George, the senile grandpa. I remember basically like one of my favorite scenes. He's like, "What are you all talking about? Wonka. Yeah? What about him? He's having a contest. Well, why would he want a screen test? A contest. Who is? Wonka. What about him? He's having a contest." What
You know
about
what they
him?
say, dementia jokes are a lot funnier the more times you tell them.
Yep.
Figure I'd save time and everything and break out the rust cleaner.
Goody goody.
Not sure if Esther Spirit is watching. She'd be happy to know that we got her car under control.
I think that she should be happy that we've got her car under the speed limit. All the way down. Because I'd be a real surprised if this jalopy can even run.
Getting to all those nooks and crannies would drive me crazy, I tell you. Crazy.
And you already are crazy.
So just imagine how much more crazy I would get.
Not that much.
Oh,
Up cap. 99%. Man, that is a buff high mirror shine.
Oh, the car has spare wheels on the side of it. I got so
Yep.
confused for a moment. I was
Yep.
like, huh?
I think that that's a very stylish design.
Oh yeah.
let's see here. What else am I missing on here? Let's see. Door hinges. I'm missing a hinge. Here I go, buy more cleaner. Okay. Oh. There we go. tire still dirty somewhere. Probably along the back. Oh yeah, it's along the back. There we go. Ah.
Rear view mirrors.
There's still wing mirror that is still dirty.
Remember, the attack helicopter in the mirror is a lot closer than it appears.
There we go.
Yay!
That was a nice quick one.
Yep. Wonder what they're gonna do with the car now.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Agnes says. Or Aura, sorry, Aura. And as you can tell, I changed my outfit to pink. Phenomenal job on the car, Doc. We tracked it down. 1922 Chatsworth Roadster. One of only 10 ever made. Esther Death may have been odder than the number 37, but she sure traveled in style. The wash down live stream went viral. We're hoping that our new Driving Miss Pebbles series will add another 100,000 subscribers to our channel. So exciting! Hey! So that's what the chief wanted me to do.
The fire station?
He wants me to clean his entire fire station. Nope.
What did you guys do to that place?
Well, you see, there was a fire.
I gathered.
Yeah.
The fire
But,
won.
You know what? I think we left this one alone long enough.
Alright.
Yeah. Cleaned the skate park. Seems our little town is going up in the world. Muckingham State Park has been chosen to host the next county championships. Ooh. Ordinarily, I have solid types all to roll around their own filth as or want, but if it's getting in the papers and on TV, we can't have people singing all that grime and funny writing. I want you to hit it with everything you got. You got it, Mr. Warden.
God damn. Curious how on earth it got the position considering its current state.
Well, you guys have heard of rocket power. Get ready for hydropower.
A lot better than hydropower, isn't that right, Captain America?
Jeez.
Anyone ever explain to you what kind of combo they use for structures such as these? No.
No, definitely not.
Okay, I'm gonna move you over here where it's a little cleaner. Or not.
Jeez. Like, seriously. What do they do to this place? Pretty sure that they need to basically have a sign up that says, basically, like, shower before entering. Get all those kids that are apparently covered in motor oil cleaned up before they come in here.
It's just simply grime.
This is not
Oh!
simply grime.
Kitty
This is
Prince!
beyond.
The cat's been here!
Dang it, where is he?
And looks like he let through here and ran off.
Maybe he might still be close by.
Yeah, it looks like these ones are still fairly fresh.
Which unfortunately means that cat is not fresh.
The final boss will just be the final boss level is just going to be the cat having gone through all the tricks and crime, finally returning to the owner's house and going on a rampage.
Can only imagine if the final boss would be one gigantic litter box. I mean, it's gotta stay clean somehow.
Yep.
I think there's a problem if it gets that bad.
Yep.
And to think, we've only seen the cat in the backyard.
Yeah. Where
And-
is it?
I might as well take care of this floor first. And do it in sections. That way, it is done, it is over with, and I don't have to worry about it too much. Because look at all that murk. It's all muddy. I know this place is called Muckingham, but I think that's taking it a little too literally.
Truly deserving of its name.
Yeah. Anyways, back to like... Oh yeah, and just remember something else about Firehouse Sub now that I saw that fire station. They actually do something very cute for the kids.
How cute.
They get them plastic firehouse hats to wear.
It is kind of cute.
Yep. And of course they have their own little kids menu as always. Yeah. I actually still got half the sub I'm going to be enjoying after the stream, but yeah, it's a pretty nice place. And, yeah, do you have a place like Firehouse Subs in the States, guys?
We have Firehouse Subs in the States.
Ah, sweet!
Of course,
But I
I
don't know.
actually prefer Subway. I mean, I had Firehouse Subs a few times, and I also had Quiznos subs, but they just can't do a good meatball sub as good as Subway.
Yeah, but Firehouse Subs is a good place for me to get a good turkey and mushroom sub.
My go-tos are either meatball marinara or my other favorite, that's a spicy Italian BMT.
Ooh.
Oh, so good. What it is, it's basically Black Forest ham and salami and pepperoni with your choice of cheese, and I also get
Toasted?
it with, yeah, of course, you always get it toasted. You always
Yeah.
have to get your sandwiches toasted. I get it with white American cheese. I also get it with a little bit of white lettuce, a regular amount of pickles, and an extra helping of black olives.
Oh!
Oh,
What-
it's so good.
What's your go-to sub, Chaos?
What sub?
You don't have a favorite submarine sandwich to get at like Subway or something?
Nope.
Oh. Well,
I'm
for
sorry,
me,
I just don't like subs.
okay. Well, for me, I like a nice turkey breast sub with Swiss cheese, toasted as always. With tomato, lettuce, just a little bit of green peppers, little bit of onions, spinach, lettuce, cucumbers, both black and green olives. Yes, I like loading my thing up with vegetables. And one stripe each of honey mustard and mayonnaise. Yeah, I can tell by that noise you think that sounds good.
Yep.
I definitely recommend you try it sometime. And as for bread type, it depends on my mood. Sometimes it's the Italian herb and cheese, sometimes it's the white, sometimes it's like the honey oat.
Me, I always gotta go with Italian herbs and cheese. It's like the best bread that they've got.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I basically tried the other breads. Their plain bread is just too plain. Their flat bread, well, it's not nearly as filling.
Yeah, I know, and apparently that stuff falls apart with the meatball.
Oh, yeah. Like, basically when you're making a meatball sub, you gotta basically have really hearty bread. That's basically why I like it when they cut it in half. They basically kind of depress the bread in to basically kind of form like a little pocket for the meatballs to sit and helps them stay still.
Yeah. Is
Well-
there like a kind of sandwich thing you do like when you're eating out there, Chaos?
Because, I mean, a sub is just a sandwich, except longer.
Hmm?
Does a crispy chicken sandwich count?
I guess so.
That counts.
Alrighty.
I mean, if you basically go to Burger King, you get, quote, the original crispy chicken sandwich. They basically serve that on kind of like a sub bun. Or, well, what's that kind of bun called?
A brioche?
A brioche, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, no.
it's 7:30. I haven't eaten all day. Maybe I could just skip to dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, while I'm doing this, you can go and get yourself, like, some food or something.
I mean, I should probably at least start cooking. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'll do that. I just need to put myself in a safe place. The Linkzilla is in a safe. Linkzilla's in a safe place. Safe place.
Yeah. But aside from that, what is your favorite fast food places, guys?
McDonald's, Wendy's, if you want to go with like a, part of my language here when I say this, but generic place.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
In terms of, well, I guess, less universe commercially known, like things I definitely know I won't run into if I were to, say, go to Ireland, for example. I would say I like the most Papagino's. It's a New England pizza the place.
Ooh. Let's see here.
I like a lot of pizza places, though, to be fair.
Yeah, no, understandable. Everyone has their favorite go-to food. For you, it's pizza.
Pizza's
I like the
not a
Teenage
bad thing.
Mutant Ninja Turtles, because that's not nearly as marketable. Especially since there's only one of me.
Eccentric Eldritch Robot Chaos.
Yeah.
Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, well, it
Like-
depends on my mood, really. Sometimes I like...
oil and water.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like I said, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I like McDonald's, sometimes I like Wendy's, especially their baked potatoes. I love their baked potatoes.
Oh, goody.
Sometimes it's Subway. But I can definitely honestly say that there's this one place that I wish was here, but it's not here, and that is Mary Brown's. The best chicken ever.
Does sound good.
Mm-hmm. They even got some good gravy, and oh my gosh, it is just heaven.
I think that when it comes to me, let's see. Not necessarily sure if I have a favorite, because like Chaos says, the generic places like McDonald's, I think I basically do McDonald's when I'm in a pinch and I need something relatively inexpensive and relatively quick, but if you want to basically take my favorite types of burgers, I think that basically for a fast food place, I gotta go with Burger King. I mean, don't get me wrong, Burger King doesn't always have the best service, but I just love the smoky flavor that they actually add to their meat. And it, like, that whole hickory, they actually grill it over hickory, and it really tastes good. Like,
Ooh.
Burger King's Bacon King, that is just delicious.
Mmm. That definitely does sound nice.
Yep,
Yeah,
but then
and
apart
like
from that, yeah.
Oh, sorry, continue.
Apart from that, the thing that I actually think that I go for the most often is, well, over here in the States, we have this little gas station brand called Quick Trip. And Quick Trip is a really good gas station rest stop kind of experience. They have those grills with roller food. What they basically have there are these buffalo chicken rollers. They basically are like grilled buffalo chicken that basically like is breaded with the bread and buffalo sauce, but inside the chicken is like they've injected this kind of melted cheese into it. It's delicious.
Cheese stuffed chicken, nice.
Yeah, so good.
And of course, if I want to like go for say something a little like simple, like say a soup or something, I go to my local Tim Hortons. And there I also get like an ice cap made with chocolate milk.
Naturally.
Yeah, most people usually ask for the chocolate sauce, but nope, I go straight for the chocolate milk. It's a little healthier that way.
Whenever I order chocolate milk, people give me weird stares. Or like they did that one time.
Hey, you have your hey, hey, it's a nice thing, and of course, and if they think it's weird, that's their prerogative.
Yeah.
Been at this bench for a while. Should be close to done now.
Hopefully. Out of curiosity,
Hmm?
do you guys ever have this feeling where you try to remember why on earth you created something in a certain way?
All the time.
Yeah. One that comes to my mind right now is character I've made. Well, I think the earliest inception point was in Soul Calibur 6. Yeah, I think it's 6. Yeah, it's 6. It says Hannibal the Skeleton. The main reason that I'm trying to remember why on earth did I make a skeleton like this.
Ah. All right, got that done. Now for the walls. But yeah, no, I hear you there. Sometimes I make things a certain way, and I keep on wondering, why did I do this?
When did I do this?
Yeah, even that's an even bigger question. When? And then I look at the date of the last time I saved, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Boy, past me was really silly back then.
The present you is really silly even now.
Yeah, but it's a silly that makes sense.
I'm sure the you back then thought that as well.
Yep. Oh, graffiti. Be glad when I finally get cash for the heavy duty one, and that will make this so much easier.
Oh yeah. Well, here's a fun one I just thought of. How an old game that hasn't been remade or brought back or made a sequel of.
Hmm?
For me, I think it was something along the lines of Iggy's Wrecking Balls.
Oh, that sounds like a fun game.
Yeah. pretty much you get to play all of these like little head-shaped little head guys, and the basic premise is that they all have, it's a racing game. They all have like sticky tongues that allow them to grab on the thing, and they have to hop around and try to get to the end first or before something happens. Something along those lines. I remember loving it a lot as a kid and playing it with my siblings a lot. But
Yeah,
as far as I'm aware, it never got a sequel nor a port, so
that's
on the
boring.
64 it stays. Yeah. Ooh, here's another fun question. Do you remember how you got invested to one of your favorite franchises presently? Like, for example, for me, Monster Hunter is something that I'm very big about and passionate about. But the main reason why is because back when they did like I think it was like some sort of a Nintendo show. So they were like doing like a little showcase of some stuff going on the Nintendo Wii, and amongst them was Monster Hunter Tri, and they were showing off the game. They showed off some of the cool little trailers they had for it back then. I was like, yes, I am definitely going to get this game. Yeah, but keep in mind, I didn't know anybody who really had a Wii that would play with me, so this was purely back when I was, shall we say, more individual focused.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, definitely would be the Final Fantasy series and through Mystic Quest. The very easy game that everyone likes to dunk on. And we already know the story behind that one. I told it like many times. But for me, also when it comes to like Monster Hunter, I got invested in that from watching you and Gat play World, and on top of that, playing stories.
Yes, and I introduced you to the story specifically.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a neat little game. It combines with Monster Hunter with Pokemon. Should be a neat little introduction, and it
Several hours. Good chunk of my wallet, and several hours later, no regrets.
Especially with the sequel.
Oh yeah, now that there's a proper sequel, and we finally am able to get Rajang on the party.
I still remember when you were like, "Oh, Haos, I just got to this way. Oh man, I can't go that way. Oh, I'm getting attacked by a giant monkey. Wow, now I'm really glad I didn't go that way."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember. You had your moment with Double Joe. I had mine with Rajang.
And we both managed to tame them by then.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And of course, with these wall bits, I gotta also get on top. Yeah, and to go back to your first question about games that like need a remake or something. For me, it's the Golden Sun series.
Yeah, I think they only had like one port of that.
Oh yeah.
The DS.
Yeah, and I played like both the first games on an emulator since it was for the Game Boy Advance. But Lord Almighty, they let Dark Dawn on such a cliffhanger, it's not funny. And there hasn't been a sequel to it since.
Yeah,
because Camelot has been busy making mostly sports games. which, in my opinion, is just ridiculous. The fans want it. Nintendo knows the fans want it. But have they budged? No. There we go. Alright, I can't go, like,
Are they
literally.
even successful sports games?
They made 3.
Yeah. I feel like with sports games, like, unless you're getting really deep into the mechanic and quote-unquote mythology, let's say.
No, you misunderstand. They did the Mario sports games.
Oh.
Yeah. They're the ones behind those games.
Well, they do a good job with them.
Mm-hmm.
On one hand. Of course, a lot of people want them to expand. You know, there's one little weird game series that I would like to see, even though I suppose technically I've never technically played what the actual one was like. It is a game simply called Mystery of the Castle or something along those lines.
Mm.
Yeah, it featured like a purple-haired samurai named Takamaru, I think.
Ah.
Yeah. The main reason why I bring him up is twofold. One, I don't know, it would be interesting to see an IP from Nintendo that was more, I guess, traditional Japanese, for lack of a better word, because a lot of their IPs are, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I would say more Western theme without saying anything too bad about it. And second, my initial exposure to this little mini franchise was the Samurai Warriors 3. Because, you know, me and the Wii, we're all about them threes.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter, Samurai Warriors, both games that I would end up liking. For whatever reason, it was always the third entry that was put onto the Wii, specifically. And they were all like PlayStation exclusive beforehand, which is the weird part.
That is weird. Oh,
Yeah.
made a
But yeah, they
ping-pong
had like
paddle.
this. But yeah, they had some sort of what would you call it? I don't remember. I guess you could say it was a like an adventure mode.
Adventure
Well, not
modes are
like-
fine.
Yeah, we get to play as a character you created, I think. Either you created or you pick one from the cast, one of the two. I think actually you could do both. And you essentially had to go through modified maps and deal with all sorts of demons. And I want to say at the end you have to get a fun, like a unique model that wasn't like one of the normal player characters. So that was fun.
What'd I
Yeah.
miss?
Oh, we were just talking about games that we wish had a remake or a sequel to, and how we got into a series that we're pretty into recently.
Now,
Yeah. Like, for example, one of the games I definitely wish they had a sequel or a remake to was the Golden Sun series.
Ah.
Trust me, that is a really good RPG series. Heck, the first game is being ported onto the Switch in the new Game Boy Advance emulator that they got for their subscription service.
I would basically say that if out of anything that basically deserves a remake, I think that anything basically made by Capcom that isn't Mega Man basically deserves some kind of revival.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we know how Capcom is, and their ludicrously high goals that they set for themselves in terms of sales.
Yep.
I know I personally would like to see a return of Tetsunooko versus Capcom. I think that was an interesting little twist.
Yeah. Oh, someone made a band-aid. Yeah, I think this part here is definitely going to be the most tedious until I get the stronger thing.
I should think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that I would like to see a modern day take on Demon's Crest. That would
Yeah.
be
I mean, like, how the heck do you make a slope out of concrete? Easy, wood molds.
Yep.
Whoops. That's how you do it there, Park. But yeah, speaking of Capcom, I'm looking forward to April.
What's happening in April?
The Battle Network collection are being released.
All right. I'm looking forward to that. I know I'm gonna play it with you, and I'm gonna get my butt kicked by you in that game, most likely.
I haven't played in a long time, so I'm probably pretty rusty.
Well, maybe, but you'll probably be a lot less rusty than me.
Yeah.
Mister, I hadn't technically played those games. I've only played the Star Force entries.
Hey, the Star Force entries were pretty fun. They're
True,
basically... Yeah, they were basically the sequel to Battle Network.
Yeah, the spiritual successor, like how X is technically 1 for the normal games, 0 is that for X, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, the Battle Network Legacy Collections. Ah! I can't wait to play 3 again.
That's one thing I gotta admit that I kind of want. I want a somewhat of a return to the Mega Man X era, right? Because obviously, normal Mega Man's fine, and he's had his little revival. But there's other parts of the Mega Man mythos, how we say, that I wouldn't mind a return to.
Oh, yeah. And then there's, of course, the sadness that is Legends 3.
Ah, yes, the canceled game.
And how much Capcom pissed off the fans with that one. Now, you've heard about that little incident, right, Link? Link? I think he went to get his food.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 walls. That's several walls done, and still a few more to go. Yeah, I'm taking this chunk by chunk, piece by piece. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, especially in Mega Man Battle Network 3, with the exception of one thing. Which
And
is a
what would that
small
be?
thing, but still, I can't believe they integrated it into the story.
And what thing
Bubble
was that?
Man!
Bubble
Oh,
Man.
I would say why that chunk of the story is so bad, but that is spoiler territory. And Quarter Guy made a video of the worst net nabbies already, which we'll probably take a look at sometime this week. But yeah. But guess what? He's the only bad part of number 3. Everyone agrees that Battle Network 3 was pretty much the best one out of them all.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. And that was when the Battle Network series split into the 2 different versions, starting with white and blue. I played white.
And who played black?
No one had blue, unfortunately.
Damn.
Yeah. But everyone is also in agreement that number 4 is the weakest of the series. Which I found it was fine, but yeah, it was pretty weak, especially in terms of story and that. So, yeah. And they ended off pretty well in number 6.
Woo!
Alrighty. Next up, the top of the wall. There we go. Get over here. There we go. Alright, that's this section done. Oh, never mind. Kinda jumped the gun a little bit here. Now, the only 2 games I never played officially was the first 2 games.
Ah.
And those were the ones that weren't, like, split into 2 versions. Like I said, that started in number 3. But yeah, I cannot wait to start playing those games again, relive those memories. I swear, I clocked in hours upon hours on my Game Boy Advance SP with those games.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that what I think it is? Yep! Boy, doesn't this bit of graffiti bring back memories. I remember some people putting this particular S in their notebooks.
What does the S stand for?
It's just a simple shape that they can make when doodling. Yeah, basically you make like some straight lines between the lines of your notebook page and then connect them with other lines to make the S. Every kid did that in their notebook at least once or twice when I was like in school. I should know because I did once. You know what? What am I doing? I should finish the floor first. Oh, I'm almost done the gallery floor. There we go. Ugh, I'm so close to getting that next power washer. No, Esther's car had to be so rusty that I had to waste money for soap. Let's screw it. There we go. Now.
Here's
Hey,
a tip.
Link. Hmm?
Yep.
Always remember to reduce heat whenever you're beginning to simmer.
Oh dear, what'd you do?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you almost burn your kitchen again?
No, not the kitchen.
What did you do?
I said I didn't want to talk about it.
What part of I don't want to talk about it do you not understand?
So yeah. Anyways, Link, have you ever played any of the Battle Network games?
Nope, that's Mega Man, right?
Yep. I highly recommend you do.
Truth be told, the only Mega Man games I actually have ever played are Mega Man 0 and Mega Man 02.
Ah.
I like the Mega Man Zero games.
Yeah, I
Fun
tried
fact,
it
did you...
once, but I could barely get past the first level.
Too hard for you?
Yeah.
Me, I'm
Oh.
actually very intrigued in the story. I really should go back and play Mega Man 03 and 04.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there is a Zero Legacy collection. Anyways, there we go. There we go. Another $15. Jeez, how did they get this thing all so muddy?
Good question.
Seriously, is the town basically known for its daily mud wrestling contest and nobody showers afterwards?
That's the only explanation I can think of, my friend.
Yeah. Well, this place is called Muckingham.
And how do they greet people in Muckington? Muckington.
Ah, Super Mario Sunshine, good game.
Yep. Speaking of games, I really
I'm
think
a
that
chuckster.
that game could do with a sequel.
Yeah.
Indeed, it could. I know Nintendo might not think too highly of it due to the, initial backlash, but I think since then there's been a lot more openness towards it.
Yeah,
Yep.
especially since it got re-released in that one collection that unfortunately was only around for a temporary amount of time.
That is so weird, isn't it? I mean, now basically everybody who bought that collection can no longer play it, right?
No, it's still playable. They just can't buy it.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird. Well, it's still
It's
dumb.
not that bad,
Yeah.
but that would have been bullshit if it was.
Oh, yeah.
I do find it so ironic because I'm pretty sure that year, was the same summer that I played Mario Sunshine on my channel. And
Oh, yeah.
I
Yep.
remember saying to myself, if this game ever gets remastered to be released on the Switch, I hope they take advantage of the fact that the Switch has two Z buttons, so one can control the camera, and the other can basically do, I don't know, the other stuff, the ground slam or whatever. So, and the ironic thing is that when that game came out, you couldn't use a GameCube controller for it.
That is a bummer.
That is BS to the nth degree.
And
Because seriously, I mean, I I think that Nintendo just has to flat out admit that the GameCube controller is the best controller that they've ever put out, and they need to start embracing that because they seriously wouldn't have made the Switch compatible with it. They friggin' made that controller specifically for Smash players.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. They really need to just embrace it and just, for their next console or whatever, just make it a slightly different GameCube controller.
Oh, yeah. And with no drift issues.
Yeah. Because if you get drift issues on a GameCube controller, that is a sign that you're trying too hard.
That or whoever you're getting these controllers made from needs to be investigated.
Yep.
Because that is poor quality work right there. Because what happened is with the drifting is that there's like a gap under the control sticks. Some people fix it by opening it up and putting a piece of cardboard in.
Yeah. It's like, I find it so weird that something like that can basically be solved so, what's the term that I'm looking for? Low tech?
Easily.
Easily, maybe. Whoa.
You're excused.
Thank you. What was that? Man, I miss Smash. Really need to get back into playing it.
Yeah, I need to get the other characters.
I need to friggin' marathon the Smash games for my channel. In fact, that's basically why I haven't moved on with my Zelda games yet, because I wanted to play the original Smash game, now that I've beaten Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But right now, Doom Eternal is basically monopolizing all my free time. Like, take it today, I was supposed to basically have, supposed to basically get started on my Crystal project in Minecraft for the InsaniCraft server, but had to spend basically all day filming and editing one video of Doom Eternal.
Yeah, didn't you say there was one arena that took you an hour before you finally was able to complete it?
The Linkzilla does not make any sort of statement at this time.
Okay then. Yeah, I hate it when like there's those challenges that takes forever to get through. Like for example, one time a long time ago, I did the Spyro series, and of course there was that one level in the swamp that took me like about 40 minutes before I finally got through it and got to the stupid dragon.
How about the challenge from Spyro 2, where apparently you can spend hours in a maze with snail elephants looking for a pencil?
What?
You didn't know about that? I thought
No.
you played all three of them.
I didn't know about the pencil.
Oh boy.
Hey there, I got one heck of a filthy sidecar if you can fit us in. I can run it up to you if that helps. Okay, Suberry, I'll save that for probably the next episode. If there's one thing I know about concrete is that it has to be as flat as possible. Whatever you say, Park Warden. Wow.
How did they even get it? I swear to God, it feels like in this game, somebody is just going around and setting off mud bombs.
Yep.
Because you cannot be telling me that any of this is just natural.
Especially with kids, like, doing tricks all over around it.
I mean, seriously, they'd never be able to do tricks on this kind of grime. So this should have basically been addressed like a whole long time ago. It should never have gotten this bad.
Well, you say that, but grime rhymes with grime, so...
Yeah. Either way, they're now addressing this because there's some sort of championships coming up and they need this place cleaned. It must be a skating competition. A skateboard competition. Yeah, I remember when skateboarding games was a big thing back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Especially with Tony Hawk.
Yep. I remember that apart from Doom, one of the other games that we had was Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Well, I think it was just Pro Skater Pro, or I can't really remember the name. The idea is that you could play as Tony Hawk or some other guy and basically just go around a skate park pulling off as many tricks as you could while the awesome music plays in the background and try to get as high a score as you can.
Yep.
I remember my brother was the first one to get us over the bar, but then I found out that you could actually grind on the bar. Of course, then there was the time that my brother went for the 900, but he wiped out. For those of you who don't know, the 900 is a notorious skating trick that most people actually deem as impossible. You would actually need some outside momentum to actually get you to make the final spin in order to land it. It was actually featured on an episode of Rocket Power once. That's how we basically knew that when my brother stumbled upon it, it's like, oh my god, the 900! And like, usually like in that game, whenever you pulled off a cool move or a stunt, it would display it in blue-colored letters at the bottom of the screen. Whenever you started doing a stunt but then wiped out, the letters would turn red and kind of melt away like blood. For the 900, however, those letters came out in bright gold. So,
yes.
So you knew it was something special, but we only ever saw it once, and it faded away into the bloody red.
And never managed to do it since, huh?
Nope. Of course, that was back on our old Windows 95 computer, and, like, we basically have lost everything that was on that machine.
Yeah,
Damn.
Windows 95. That was the earliest computer I remember having.
Yep.
Of course, most of the time, my dad was playing the original Warcraft games on that. Not World of Warcraft, the original Warcraft. Before the MMO.
How long has World of Warcraft been going on for now? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Don't know. Don't care at this point. Especially with all the controversies going around Active Blizzard right now. None of which I wish to repeat.
Yeah. My brother basically attributes World of Warcraft for completely destroying his social life. Now he basically claims that the reason that he can't make friends is because he spent so much time playing World of Warcraft, and most of the people he ended up playing with betrayed him in some way, shape, or form. Basically, like, for a while there, we were worried that World of Warcraft was basically destroying his mind. But he basically flat out told me that he got angry with the game and basically kind of stopped playing it ever since Mists of Pandaria. because ever since he saw the trailers, he's like, they're just ripping off Kung Fu Panda. I mean, seriously, watch that trailer and tell me that it couldn't make for an edgy Kung Fu Panda reboot.
Oh, I've seen it, and I understand what he's talking about.
Though I wouldn't put it past him if he still plays.
I like how that was a breaking score. That was the that was the straw that broke the camel's back for him. like I could take a lot of things with this game, but I will not take pandas.
Yeah. Though I think that he still plays it. Of course, I don't really know to what capacity.
Yeah. Either way, they certainly aren't milking the success that they initially did.
Yeah, no. Especially since the controversies caused that mass exodus to 14 and other games like that. Oh god, the days during Endwalker's release. No one saw it coming. Not even Yoshi P.
And they thought they were being extra prepared.
Nah,
Nope.
not until
They were not
California
prepared
decided.
enough.
Yeah, not until California decided to drop that bombshell on Active Blizzard, and of course, everyone jumped ship. Trust me, there was like lineups of like 2,000 to 4,000 people before people finally got in. And then there's poor Haos having internet issues the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And I was worried I was going to be the one having internet issues because Sis only just got the dang stuff, but nope. Comcast was having issues, and a few other companies was having issues because of the influx of people. And then,
Wow.
yep, and then of course, and like I said, there was like lineups of 2,000 to 4,000 people at a time. It was so, the lineups were so bad. I had to ask my sister to keep an eye on the thing when I went to go like get dinner or something, and I was still, like still stuck in queue.
It was bad, but it was also a sign that it was good. It was like one of the problems that, at one hand, you hate to have. On the other hand, you want. You're glad that it's happening, sort of thing.
Yep.
Suffering from success and whatnot.
Yeah, ever since then, there's been more servers and more instances and whatnot, and not to mention more housing plots. So yeah, the devs are now a little more relaxed now. But hopefully this is definitely a learning experience for them, especially when they start getting ready for 7.0. And wherever we're going next for that. Since, well, the main story of base Final Fantasy is done with the end of Endwalker, which was 6.0. And now even though we're helping out with the Void right now, who knows where we're going next?
It may forever be a mystery.
Mm-hmm. Which reminds me, after this, I need to do my tribal quests.
Yeah.
Either way, let's hope with 7.0 there won't be like another incident like that again. Knock on
Oh,
wood.
there will be.
There we go. Starting to climb on this dang thing. How the heck did they manage to get all the way up here? Just look at this.
Wow.
Ooh.
Don't fall.
Not trying to.
Don't skyfall now. I don't think we have the I don't think we have the budget to afford such a thing.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, so close. Yeah, you can see the traces of the wheels going around this place. At least this thing is like loaded with quarter pipes rather than half pipes. Or buck and a quarter pipes. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Nor should you have.
I'm just now thinking that what would be my dear, wonderful sister's reaction to one of the first scenes of Shadowbringers when she finally makes it there. Ooh, Nelly. All I can say is, oh, she'll need to do that thing sober. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I'm talking about, right, Haos?
Nope.
The one of the first paths when we go looking for Alizé, and that nightmare fuel happened.
Oh, Shadowbringers.
Yeah.
Right. Quit giving her foreshadowing.
She's not even watching.
Oh, but we both know you're gonna that if I didn't say that, you're gonna tell her ahead of time.
I'm not
At least
planning
bring
on
up the
saying
fact-
anything.
Mm-hmm. Got my eyes on you.
Yeah, no,
Which
this
means
time
nothing.
my mouth is being shut. She's already she's already crossing to some spoiler territory because she found the official TikTok.
Of course she did.
There's a TikTok?
Apparently so. Ooh, it's getting brighter. That's a good sign. Oh yeah, look at that. $25 left to go, and then I'll get my next thing.
Yay.
You okay, Link?
It's my throat. Feels a bit dry.
Nah. Probably because of probably some of the screaming you've been doing while recording or something.
That's the thing, I don't really do all that much screaming.
Ah.
I'm sorry, can you say again? I'm not wearing pants. Can you guess where that's from?
Well, the version that you got it from is from Team 4 Star, but it's actually from The Simpsons.
Yee.
That's a funny bit. Growing up, I was banned from watching Simpsons. I was banned from watching Family Guy. I was banned from watching South Park. And because of that, I don't have an interest in watching those kinds of cartoons.
I find it odd because I was banned from watching shows like that as a kid, but then my parents did absolutely nothing to stop me. Heck, I was banned from watching Ed, Edd and Eddy. My mother put more of an effort into stopping me from watching that.
Yeah, that was a weird show.
It was a great show, but funny, but weird.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it was. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, we got her. The Prime Vista 2000.
And now you're down to your last 15 bucks.
Woo! Let's see how much of a heavy-duty thing this is. Come on, get out of here. Look at that. It's cleaning up even the graffiti underneath.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And this is only the stubby gun.
Can only imagine what the not so stubby gun will be like.
Best catch spent. All right. I cleaned the spine.
Out of curiosity, what was the scariest moment that you've had in a non-horror game?
That's a loaded question.
Indeed. And I got a shotgun.
Okay. I have my first answer, but of course that's going to be crossing into spoiler territory. So I have to say, out of spoiler territory, the scariest moment for me was in Metroid Fusion and the introduction to the SAX.
I think I'm gonna have to call foul on that one because I've played Metroid Fusion and I honestly think that it's designed to be a horror game. So it's meant to be scary.
For me, my moment was when I was playing Samurai Warriors 4 Empires. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Haos, that's not even a scary game. How could it potentially make you scared? Well, you see, you don't just play as one officer in Samurai Warriors. You play as multiple on the battlefield at the same time, which can lead to somewhat frustrating command in some games, but I'm gonna not focus on that right now, as it's still somewhat fun. But anyway, in 4, I was in the middle of like a losing battle, so things were going bad. So I decided to swap over to another unit that I thought was in a good position. I realized 2 things that moment. 1, his health was low, and 2, Hanzo Atori was right next to me and was about to do an attack. Next thing I'm screaming, and the next character took over because that character died.
Whoa, that was scary.
Yeah, that was a live stream too.
Oh, what about you, Link? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing like a ninja popping up and saying hi before killing you.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Well, truth be told, I actually can't think of anything because the criteria is it has to be from a non-scary game. And more often than not, non-scary games don't scare me all that much.
Okay, well, alright, here's another one. It came from Pokemon, okay?
Ah.
In Black and White 2, you get to go to this one desert-like area because a whole new section is like introduced in those games. And then there's the strange house. The furniture's moving around and everything else. And you're being followed by the ghost of this little girl.
Ooh.
Yeah, it really creeped me out. And there's like only 2 trainers there in the whole dang place. Not compared to the tower in Lavender Town. No. And you want to know the scary and sad part?
What?
This girl died in her sleep.
Oh.
In a nightmare. Caused by Darkrai.
And we let our children play with these things?
Well, to be fair, no one lets their children play with Darkrai.
Yeah, and on top of all that, the whole time she was hoping to get the Lunar Wing. The Lunar Wing is a feather from another Pokemon. It's a counter called Cresselia. Unfortunately, she could not get to the Lunar Wing in time. So, in the end, she asked us to, return the Lunar Wing to Cresselia, which triggers the fact that we can, summon Cresselia at the Miracle Bridge. But yeah, that part really creeped me out. Yeah.
Fun fact, Darkrai is my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah. Kind of funny because there's a movie of him where he's considered a misunderstood hero. Yet in the games, they pulled him as a straight-up villain.
Fun fact, since I know which you're specifically talking about, with that, in one of the games, they actually have, when you defeat Darkrai and whatnot, he actually loses his memory, and you can recruit him to join your team. So, in that case, he becomes the, I guess, misunderstood type, though not nearly misunderstood in a weird way. But ultimately, how it works is that Darkrai powers over Nightmare is I guess it's like akin to like a living organism that breathes a poisonous gas. It's just a natural part of its being. It's not trying to kill anyone. It's just a unfortunate natural result of abilities that man cannot currently live with.
Yeah, sorry about that. Dusky, my sister, came into room to return the game. Thankfully, she was silent about it. So yeah, sis, you were watching this. I appreciate it.
I like to imagine Dusky was just been like in the room the whole time, just waiting to just hand it to you when your eyes just like look on over, just like.
Now then, there's like a big chunk I'm missing somewhere on this floor. Got $40 now. Let's see. Can I get any extensions? Not quite yet because they are very expensive. There we go. Hey, got $100 cash for that. Which means I can buy at least one of the extensions. Let's see.
Man, with you spending his money as quickly as you get it, it's reminding me of like this analogy that I once saw from a TV show where The main character is wondering why he doesn't have any money coming in, so his accountant has to explain it to him. Let's imagine that this water, takes the water from a water bottle, is your income, which basically for you would be royalties from your jingles. And this cup would be your financial well-being, and this little hole in the bottom is your expenses. Now with most people, whenever they have money coming in, it pays their bills in a nice steady drip to where if the money starts to run out, there is a nice reserve that is able to save them over for a rainy day. But with you, and this is what I like about you, Charlie, you spend it as quickly as you get it. He starts stabbing several more holes in the bottom. You see, you don't drizzle, you hemorrhage. And when the cash reserve starts to run out, and when the cash flow starts to run out, there's no reserve. You hemorrhage.
Wah, wah, wah.
Have you been embezzling from my brother? Embezzle what? Okay, good. Problem solved. Let's go out to eat. Problem not solved. Problem still here. But you said I've got money coming in. Do I need to go back to the paper cup?
He was not paying attention.
He wasn't.
Of course, his brain was clearly just like the cup.
Full of holes.
Digging up on holes, digging it. Digging up on holes, holes.
Dig it up, holes, dig it. Dig it up, holes, yeah. Broken hands and a weathered soul, emancipated from all you know. You got to go and dig those holes.
You guys are lucky to have seen the movie. I haven't. I have read the book, though.
Well, it's on Disney Plus.
Hey, you do have access to Disney Plus.
Yeah, true.
Maybe
I'd be
one of these
more
days
than
we could just do
welcome.
a stream on it.
Yeah.
Because you guys know I'm always up for streaming stuff on my end.
Yeah. I guess you could say I'm not really that big of a movie person. If I ever want to look on something at Disney Plus, I'm looking to hope and pray that Gravity Falls is still on there.
Yep, it should be. Disney Plus is a great way to catch up on all the old TV shows that you might have missed.
Yeah. Say, does that washer of yours work on hedges? Rather not recommended, Park Warden.
The hell did they do to the hedges?
No, I think he's asking for me to water the hedges.
Oh.
This is a professional power washer made to clean things like skate parks, cars, and buildings. It is not a gardening tool. If you ask me to water any hedges, I'm going to have to charge extra.
And you're probably going to end up with some destroyed hedges.
Mm-hmm. Alright, time to clean the bowl. It's painted to look like a watermelon. That's cute.
Very cute.
Yeah, I definitely like how things start to look gradually brighter and brighter the more I clean.
That's usually how it tends to go.
Just ask Mario.
I mean, seriously, the entire island gets brighter the cleaner that he makes it.
In more ways than one.
Dang, soccer balls
Also,
getting
fun
in the way.
fact: Mario never got a official apology about the whole conviction thing.
I know, right? I'm convinced that throughout the entirety of the game, everybody is still convinced that he's the one who caused the problem, even when they see Shadow Mario on multiple occasions.
Yeah, thanks, Bowser Jr.
Thanks to Bowser Jr., Mario is a convicted felon. What am I supposed to tell my nephew now?
But seriously, that whole justice system on Delfino Plaza is seriously messed up. I mean, seriously, no right to an attorney, no witnesses. What kind of due process
Whoa,
is
that was bright!
Very bright. Practically that photo flash.
Ooh, now leave my eyes! Sorry for anyone that has epilepsy problems. Whoa! Alright, back up here I go. If I recall in the books of that, they're like digging holes at a specific depth all to look for treasure and was not even told about it right away.
The way that it
Yep.
goes is that it's at Camp Green Lake, and Camp Green Lake is a juvenile detention facility who's run by this real corrupt woman. She opened up the facility under the guise that basically, like, taking these troubled young men, making them dig ditches out in the middle of the hot desert, basically is meant to be a form of discipline. It's like Mr. Sir says, you're building character. You take a bad boy out in the desert, you make him dig a hole, he turns him into a good boy. Because it's basically like doing manual labor and whatnot, basically meant to kind of straighten them out. What nobody knows is that, well, Camp Green Lake, the reason that it's called that is because it used to actually be a lake, and the warden's great-grandfather owned the entire lake and half the town that it used to be settled on, and one way or another, around the time that the lake started to dry up, her family lost all of its fortune. And literally, all their money basically dried up with the lake, and at the same time, a notorious bandit who frequented the area, Kissin' Kate Barlow, she basically robbed every single stage and bank between there and Houston, and she basically was seen on the lake with a shovel burying the loot. So, effectively speaking, for the next 100 years, her family basically was digging up all over the lake where they could, trying to find where the treasure was buried. So, when she basically got tired of digging herself, she turned the lake into a detention facility so that she could get basically renegade kids to do the digging for her.
Alrighty. Got another rail, some railings. Is this the rail? No, it's probably... No, that's...
So in other words, if you want to use child labor, just call it a detention center, and it'll all work out.
Pretty much. And who cares if a few of the kids die by getting bitten from a notoriously poisonous lizard that apparently is so lethal that there is absolutely no cure.
Wasn't her nail polish used with some of that?
Nah, that was used with rattlesnake venom.
Oh.
Like, rattlesnake might be bad, but it's still survivable. You basically can get medical attention, but the venom of the yellow-spotted lizard, that's basically impossible. Despite the fact that they say that the death will be slow and painful. So you'd think that they'd have time, so it really must be a situation where they have absolutely no antidote for it.
Yeah. Anyways, we're just about done this, guys. Got a couple of railings here, and then all the walls, and then we're done with the skate park.
I should hope so. 88%.
That's one. Another weird thing I remember from the book was that the main character's name was the same thing backwards as it was forwards.
Stan Lee Yelnats. That basically is the linchpin of the entire series. Stanley Yelnats the Fourth. Ever since his great-grandfather, Stanley Yelnats the First, every single firstborn male is named Stanley. Like his grandfather, his father, and finally him. I mean, I really do wonder if there is a legal precedent for them being able to do what they did at the end of the story, because it's literally a matter of it has his name on it. It literally has his name on it. And yeah, it was stolen from his great-grandfather, but still. Somehow I don't think that they'd be able to just take it. I don't know.
Kissing Kate also stole money from Stanley's great grandfather.
Yep. In fact, that's basically everybody's backstory in this story gets tied together some way. You see, basically the way that it goes is that Stanley's great grandfather, Yelnats the First, he made a fortune in the stock market, and this was back I guess at the turn of the century or so, after the lake had dried up. So he was basically taking a stagecoach out across the lake, and Kate Barlow, she and her gang, they held up his coach, and she basically held him at gunpoint, demanding that he hand over whatever loot that he had. So he handed over the chest of all the valuables as well as the stock certificates that he'd basically gotten. And that, I'll tell you about that later. You see, the thing about it is, Kate Barlow, the reason she's called Kissin' Kate Barlow is because whenever she basically robs someone or holds them up, she basically kills them and then she kisses them. That's why they call her Kissin' Kate Barlow. But Yelnats the First, he's basically famous for being the one person that she basically robbed that she didn't kill. It's basically like his mom said, if she'd have kissed him, she'd have killed him. You'd have never been born. So she just left him stranded in the desert. No food, no water for 16 days. And how did he survive? Well, for years, Stanley's grandfather told him that he said he found refuge on top of God's thumb. So he had no idea what it meant until Stanley ends up in that exact same desert out on top of Camp Green Lake. You see how weird and coincidental this story is? It's
Yeah.
like everything just all falls together, because in the third act of the story, after Zero runs away from camp, Stanley decides he's going to run away from Camp 2 to go and rescue him. He finds him hanging out under, basically taking shelter underneath, well, a boat. I'll explain about the boat later. And basically, heck, Zero doesn't want to go back to camp because he knows that basically they'll either mistreat him there or they'll flat out kill him for running away. So anyways, he knows that they'd be willing to make him disappear. So as they're basically sitting there trying to figure out what to do, Stanley suddenly sees this huge mountain in a distance that looks like a hand giving the thumbs up. And that mountain is God's thumb. So that's the mountain. Yep, that's the mountain that his grandfather took shelter on. He climbed up to the top and he found a spring there with fresh water that he could drink. So
Well, that explains everything.
yep. And the ironic thing is, that's only basically a part of the story. But let's talk about the treasure. Like, the treasure that Kate stole from him, it was like a whole lot of gold and jewels, but also stock certificates. Now, basically, I think it was 1880, or was it 1805? I'll have to watch it, but the point is, at the end of the story, when they're opening up the chest and they find the stock certificates in there, each stock certificate is worth $25,000, but the date on them, I think they were originally signed and created in 1805, which means they've accumulated about 200 years worth of interest, at least at the time of the movie. So each one of them is now worth millions. So, yep, they're basically set for life after that.
Yep. And Stanley knew his great grandfather would be right at peace, knowing that he was the one who found the old stock certificates.
I should hope so, especially considering the
He gets to live in peace, have his last laugh that he ended up getting his money back.
Yeah, or at least the family does.
I think that they should, considering that for generations their family was pretty much cursed with bad luck, all because of their no good, dirty, rotten, pig-stealing great-great-great-grandfather. Yep. Yeah, a lot of moving parts to that story. I mean, seriously, like, the last time I watched the movie, I literally took count of how many curses there are in that movie, and I think the total came out to, 4 or something. 4 curses. 4 curses that happened in that movie, and they all get resolved by the same thing. $97%.
Yep.
Woo!
It's a good movie. I should probably consider watching it again, because it basically was like, I think, the first major theatrical thing that Shia LaBeouf did after doing Even Stevens on the Disney Channel for so long. And it basically kind of shows that this kid really does have some acting props. I mean, it still basically came right out of left field that he ended up being Indiana Jones' son, but whatever.
I personally had no problem with it myself. But
I think it's just one of those things where an actor is so recognizable for doing a role that you basically think, how could they possibly bring him into a movie like this? This isn't his wheelhouse. It's like he plays a goofball. How can he basically be in this action adventure movie?
Well, he managed to subvert expectations there.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I personally don't have all that many problems with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but I know that people basically think that it's definitely the least of all the Indiana Jones movies. And of course, basically, Shia LaBeouf went a little bit crazy there, which is a shame because I think that basically he actually did a few good acting jobs, like Eagle Eye. I think that was one of the best movies that he did. But I think that it's ultimately he went sort of nuts because of basically like he was tired of pretty much the Hollywood system and whatnot. But anyway, who knows what he's doing? I mean, it's not like he's not even famous anymore.
Yeah, except for that one motivational speech he did.
Yeah, but that whole thing was a joke about how he showed up at like a red carpet event with with a paper bag on his head that said "I'm not famous anymore." He's not even famous anymore.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that song is hilarious.
Alrighty. Now to get the tops of the walls.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
That's what the ladder is for, boys.
Your car breaks down. You're lost in the woods. You're all turned around. Your cell has no battery charge. You look around, hoping, trying to find your way back to the road. You see someone approaching in the distance. You think that it's impossible, it can't be, but you're certain it's him. Shia LaBeouf. He is chasing you, a mad look in his eye. He's going down on all fours and running after you like a wild animal. Shia LaBeouf. Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. Brandishing a knife, it's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. I honestly wonder what their motivation for doing that song was, and I really wonder if it is just because he has such a unique and recognizable name.
Yeah.
Living in the woods, it's Shia LaBeouf. Killing for sport, it's Shia LaBeouf. Eating all the bodies, actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
I wonder how he took to that.
He's actually in the music video. I mean, I think we ought to show her the music video because the way that it ends, I think that she'll find it funny.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh, come on. It's a comedy thing. Like, there's something gory that happens there if that's what you're worried about.
99%.
Woo!
Yeah, I got 5 walls to do. Oh, I can't step on this thing.
You didn't realize that you could?
I tried before and I couldn't.
Well, you know what they say, if at first you don't succeed, try until you break something.
I wonder if I could see that volcano from here. Apparently not.
Yep, the render distance isn't high enough.
Okay, there's one wall left. Okay, it's none of these walls. So I wonder if it's one of the ones in the gallery I missed. Oh, wait. I think I saw it. It's always the last thing when you think you got everything all done. Oh. Aha! There was one in the gallery I missed. Now, where did I put that step ladder? Ah, there it is. There we go. Woo! And
Yay.
that's that.
We did it.
We're free. We're free.
Yep, all I do is a couple more jobs in order to get the rest of the equipment.
Damn it!
But that's not till tomorrow. Great job, Dirt Fire. Scrub looked kinda neat, didn't it? Beats me how you do with all that with just a jet of angry water. Not that folks seem grateful. All I'm getting so far is gas from the baggy pants brigade complaining that I don't look sick no more. Which was surely the point. Alrighty. So we got motorbike and sidecar, the fire station, and the forest cottage. And I think tomorrow we'll do the fire station and the motorbike.
Alright.
Yeah. But first, let's see if I can get anything here. Well, I can at least get the short extension. Because I'm a little short for the long extension, but that's fine. As well as the soap nozzle, but that's going to be more expensive, and I hardly use soap anyway. So yeah, I'd like to thank Chaos and Link for joining me on this.
No problem.
Yep. And remember, the only real magic you have is your imagination and a soccer ball and a watermelon.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.